If you've ever attended anything that Dr. Una has done before, you know that there's no fluff, absolutely zero fluff. And she absolutely gives you her best stuff. She gives you things that can help you get wins, things that can help you make a difference in your business right now. Um, we have had so many testimonials of people who have done the business. Oh, Dr. Nancy Kelly says facts. Yes. We've had so many different testimonies of people who have done the visibility formula workshop and got wins that same week. As you know, that same week that as Dr. Una was speaking, they did what she said and they got the win. So I want you to lean in. I want you to act as if you spent $10,000 for the program, for this workshop, because guess what? Dr. Una is showing up as if you spent $10,000. And I'm not just saying that. Do you know where I got that from? I got that from at least 3 or 4 people that attended the last visibility formula workshop. And they said specifically, I feel like I could have paid $10,000 for this information. Not one, not two. At least 3 or 4 people said that. And so Dr. Una is showing up like that. She's giving you her best stuff. She's giving you things that are practical that you can use to move the needle in your business right now. So I want you to take it all in. I want you to lean in, and I want you to join the Facebook group. The name of the Facebook group is EntreMD Physicians in Business. When you join that group, you're going to see the homework thread. There's a homework thread in there because Dr. Una is going to be giving you homework every day. If you know anything about Dr. Una, she's all about taking action. She's all about taking action. It's not about what you learn. It's about what you do. It's what you do that changes your business around. And it's so much easier to do when you're in a community. It's so much easier to do that video or do that post or, raise your prices, all of those things, or do a pitch for that speaking engagement when you're in a community. So make sure you join the private Facebook group, EntreMD Physicians in Business, and you will be able to get the homework. Now you will see a poll that popped up. The poll popped up, and just go ahead and answer the question. Just 5 questions. And the reason why we did that is because we really want to customize your experience. We want to know more about what's important for you. Dr. Una, of course, already has her plan, but if we're noticing a trend, we want to make sure we address that. We want to make sure we customize your experience. And the last thing I want to say, because I know everyone is like waiting with bated breath. I can't even, what Dr. Una called me earlier today, and she was telling me a little bit about some of the new things that she's going to be sharing. And I was like, oh my goodness, So I know we're all waiting for bated breath, but I do want to ask for one more favor. I do want to ask, and this is actually a favor for me and for you. I want you to make the commitment to try and be here all 5 days. Of course, if you can't, you can't. You will be getting the replays. But if it's at all possible, try and be here for all 5 days, because there's nothing like being live. There's nothing like being able to ask questions. There's nothing like getting the homework and actually being able to start implementing it right away before the next session. So do all you can to be here live. Do all you can to lean in and avoid distractions. Know that this is your time. This is the time where physicians are going to be the leaders in the healthcare space and making the changes that we want to make. So who's with me? Who's excited? Who's excited about this event and everything they're going to learn and the things that are going to be made possible for their businesses? Let me see in the chat. Who's excited? Oh my goodness. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. This is going to be amazing. Dr. Kelly's excited. Dr. Angela Hall. Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time, but we are here for you. We are rooting for you, and this is going to be so good. Hi, everybody. Okay. I've started having feelings. How many of you are like, we should just do this every 6 to 8 weeks, right? We'll just come together, boost our businesses, 10x our visibilities, doctors are rising, introverts and all, right? Let's know in the comments. Maybe we'll make Makita make it happen. Every 6 to 8 weeks. Why don't we just do it?
Just do it. Well, hi everybody. I am so I even see, let's do it. I am so excited to be here. I am looking at the names here. I see a lot of people who I saw on the last workshop or some workshops in the past. So welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome. This is going to be really amazing. I see some of our EntreMD Business School people here. Dr. Brenda, you are just right in my purview, right? So excited to see everybody. We are going to have a phenomenal time. Okay. I want to first of all start by saying congratulations on saying yes to yourself, on deciding that you're done with the status quo, on making the decision that of course there's more, and I'm going to lean into it. The physician space has never needed physicians to arise like it does now. So congratulations on being here. If we haven't met before, my name is Dr. Una. I am a pediatrician by training and lover of physicians. I'm the founder of EntreMD, and really the whole idea behind EntreMD is this. I started off, as a super shy, you guys have heard me, socially awkward, introverted introvert. I did not have a business education of any kind. I did not think I could thrive as a physician entrepreneur because I'm a doctor. I don't do those things. But I am so grateful that I said yes to the journey of becoming a physician entrepreneur, the journey of acquiring the skills, the journey of saying no. If they can do it in the entrepreneurial space, we can do it too. And to look at my life years later and to see that this very shy introverted introvert runs a podcast with, over 600,000 downloads, written multiple books that are bestsellers, have started a business school to help other doctors, and have watched hundreds of doctors go on to launch businesses, cross the 6-figure mark, cross the 7-figure mark, cross the multiple 7-figure mark. And I cannot wait. We're working on eight figures. And, just to be able to do that makes me want to scream it from the mountaintop, like, doctors, there is so much that we can do. Of course, we do need to retool ourselves, but there's so much that we can do. And yes, it looks like we're stuck. Doctors have a loss of autonomy. There's burnout. There's reducing reimbursements by the insurance company. There's the administrators doing the most. There's a great resignation. I can go on and on and on and on. But even in the midst of this, it is still our best time. We're going to need to change some things, but it's still our best time. So if you're a physician here, you really just want to adopt this attitude of, this is my best time. We'll figure out the how, but I'm choosing that this is my best time. I want you to type that in the chat. I'm going to use the chat a lot. Okay. So indulge me, humor me, just type, this is my best time. This is my best time. Okay. So when you see the most problems is also the time of most opportunity. Okay, we're going to choose to see opportunity over problem. Are they there? Yes, that's a fact. But we're not going to just stay stuck there. Okay, physicians, we are phenomenal people. Hi, Dr. C, right? We're phenomenal people. We are the people who got up and said, we're going to build a career out of helping people, out of improving people's health. And people are like, oh my goodness, that's so hard. It's so difficult. Maybe you can't do it. Maybe you can't afford it. Maybe nobody in your family is a physician, whatever that is. And you said, watch me. And you did it. So there is evidence that in hard times, you can show up and do what needs to be done. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this, part of the reason why I'm sharing this is we're going to talk about the visibility formula. I'm going to take you behind the scenes, show you all the things. But above the visibility formula working for you, we need the healthcare space needs you. Please let me explain this to you. The healthcare space needs you. There are many of you who want to start practices, are already running practices, are veterans in private practices. There are healthcare systems shutting down left, right, and center. There is a mass exodus. Who's going to take care of the patients? Who's going to take care of us? It's imploding and waiting for you and I to do something about it, right? There are doctors who are burned out, all of that. Many of you here are coaches, consultants, you're speakers, you're doing all of these things. The space needs you to arrive. So your business, yes, is going to help you impact people, is going to help you generate revenue, is going to help you create time freedom. But beyond that, the healthcare space, the physician community needs the Calvary. And you're the Calvary. I'm the Calvary. It's us. So yes, it's going to work for all of that. But beyond that, this space needs us. Okay. So if you're here and you're like, yeah, I'm going to rise to the occasion. I want you to say me in the chat. You're going to rise to the occasion. You're going to see your private practice more than a vehicle to help people and to generate revenue and create time freedom, but also to see it as what the healthcare space desperately needs, desperately, right? You're going to see your coaching business not just as something that will impact some people and create revenue and create time freedom, but it's also it's something that is going to disrupt and turn the industry right side up. You're going to see your speaking differently. It's not just about talking to an audience and making some money. That's going to happen. But at the same time, you're going to be shifting the way people think. The world needs you. Okay. And because it needs us, we're going to talk about all things visibility. Okay. Now, Makita talked about this, but we really put a lot of work into what you're going to be experiencing over the next 5 days. So Pretty Please with 17 cherries on top. I want you to book it on your calendar, 6 p.m. Eastern, every single day, like Monday through Friday, just block it off because like she said, my mission is to show up like you paid me 10 grand to be here. Okay. How many of you will show up for all 5 days if you actually paid 10 grand? Let me know in the chat. If you actually swipe that card and 10 grand left your bank account, how many of you go like, oh, I'm not missing a single day. Thank you very much. Right? I want you to show up that way because Team EntreMD is, Dr. Kirsten said, I would take the time off to be here. Right? So we're going to show up like you did that. Okay. So maybe you've been for events where it was 5 days of fluff and all of that. We don't do that here. Okay. I don't hold anything back. If you look, you'll see doctors from the EntreMD Business School here. And they've attended multiple workshops. And the reason why they keep coming is because they realize that it's not same old, it's not fluff, it's not any of that. Even though they get to sit with me every week, they know that there's yumminess coming. Okay. So I want you to save the time. In the EntreMD Facebook group, we're going to be posting your assignments. Some of them may look simple, but my job is to take complicated things and make them simple. So when it seems like, is that all? Just go like, oh yeah, she told me about that. It is designed to be simple. Okay. You guys don't want Krebs cycle for business education, right? Like let's make it simple. So do your homework. Okay. All right. So let's look into this. I want to start by giving you a secret. Again, I said we're going to use the chat a lot. So again, indulge me, right? How many of you, I want you to think about your business, okay? Think about your business, your private practice, you're a speaker, you're a consultant, you're a coach, you're a course creator, you host events, you're a DPC, DSC, whichever. I want you to think about it. And I want you to think, do you truly want to be known for what you do? What that means is when people people who need what you do, when they ask their friends, like, I'm looking for a doctor who does this or a speaker who does this or this kind of event or whatever, if they were to post that in a Facebook group, it would be your name, comment after comment after comment after comment. How many of you would want that? How many of you would want that? Or people are at an event, they're like, oh, I'm looking for this kind of person. And it's your name over and over and over and over again. That can be you. And because you are building a business that is designed to change a people group or to change an industry or to be a vision board for others to see what is possible, to create financial freedom for you, to get to be the end of burnout and loss of autonomy and all of that for you. If you're going to spend the time to create it, you also want to spend the time to make it visible. If you're going to spend the time to create it, you're going to spend the time to make it visible, because if it's not seen, it can't be used. Okay. The objective of these 5 days is by the time we're done and you're done with your homework, you'd have set the stage so that when people start asking questions about what you do, your name comes up over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. And I want to start off right out the gate. We're only 15 minutes in by giving you the secret to this. Okay. Now, why am I starting today with that? Because this is the thing that makes everything work. When this is out of place, nothing else works. Okay? Nothing else works. I want you to lean in. I want to give you what the secret is. You never outgrow what I'm about to talk about. You only lean into it more and more. You discover it more and more. You get better and better at it. It's like LeBron James. When is he going to outgrow the free throw shot? Never, ever, till he's retired, right? It's the same thing. The secret is you have to know her or him. And you're like, wait, what? You have to know her or him. Your business does not exist for you. Hi, Dr. Heather Stanley Christian. You just popped up on my screen. Hi. Your business does not exist for you. Now, will your business go on to create financial freedom for you? Yes. Will it create time freedom for you? Yes. Will it give you this sense of significance because of how meaningful your work is? Yes. Does your business exist for you? No. No. 1,000 times no. It's not for you, right? It is for somebody. As I said, her or him. I'm going to use her a lot. Okay. So when I say her, if your ideal person is a him, just put him in there. You must know her because your business is about her. Your podcast won't matter if you're not talking to her. Your emails will be useless if they're not talking to her. Your events won't matter if they're not addressing her. Your innovation will excite you and will mean nothing to her if it's not about her. You must know her. So let me explain what I mean. Your business exists to solve a problem for somebody. Okay, somebody is her. Okay, it exists to solve a problem for somebody. Okay, let me do this here because I want to make sure I don't lose anybody. How many of you have listened to the EntreMD podcast and you're like, oh, you were talking to me? How many of you have had that experience? I see heads nodding. Okay. How many? Let me know in the chat. You're like, oh, that's what I was dealing with 2 weeks ago. I needed that today. The reason why that resonates is because I'm always talking to you. It's not about what I think. It's not about the business I'm trying to build. It's not about the book I think I need to write. It's not about any of that. It's about you. What are your fears? What are the myths you believe that are holding you back? What are your limiting beliefs? What are the struggles that you have? What are the secret wishes of your heart? What are all those things? Because the more I know it, the more I can resonate, and the things that I do will make me more visible. If you're tracking, just say I'm tracking. It's the starting point. Because there are people who have the fanciest graphics, they have the cutest podcast art, they have so many episodes, they send emails all the time, they're doing all the things to make them visible, but it's not working because they're not talking to her. Okay, so you want to know her. Now, why is this important? Well, sometimes, and we'll get to this somewhere along the line, people say, I'm like, who's the person you serve? They're like, well, what I do works for everybody. I'm like, there are 8 billion people on planet Earth. You want to serve all 8 billion? Like, if a fraction of the 8 billion came and said, I want to work with you, what will you do with them? You don't have the capacity to serve them, right? So we don't work with everybody. Same way, if we're physicians here, when you think about specialty, right? We don't serve everybody. Even sometimes people in primary care will tell me, but I'm primary care. Yeah. And you don't do heart surgery. You don't do knee replacements. You don't put people to sleep. There's so many things you don't do. So even though it's primary care, it's called general, it doesn't mean everybody. It's still a niche, right? So we've done this before, which means we know how to do it. We know how to choose. So I want you to think about this. You can't possibly serve everybody. And if you are vague, nobody will respond the way the doctors talked about responding to the EntreMD podcast. You have to be talking to one person. If you're talking to everybody, it's kind of cute, but the response of you're talking to me doesn't show up. And if it doesn't show up, it is almost impossible to build a visible dominant brand. It's almost impossible. So I want to invite you, like right from the beginning, to give up the vague and become a professional at your person. Become a person who knows this person. Okay. And we're going to talk about, how to do that in a bit. So think about it this way. We live in a very noisy world. think about the number of marketing messages, like Facebook ads you've seen just from randomly scrolling on social media. You came to this workshop and thank you so much for coming, because I'm sure your email, you got lots of invites for other things, right? Like, and all of those, there's a lot of noise. So you can't possibly talk to everybody, but there are a group of people who resonate deeply with you, very deeply with you. And when they hear you, they say yes. So your job is to talk to them all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. That is how you cut through the noise. There's going to be noise, but there are enough of your people. So for instance, let's look at physicians. I'm called to serve physicians. And there are 1 million physicians with active licenses the last time I checked, okay? If only 10% of them say, oh, I want to work with Dr. Una, that's 100,000 people. If 100,000 people showed up at my doorstep today and say, I want to work with you today, how many of you know I have a problem? It's a good problem, but I got a problem, right? And so if 1% of them came, that's 10,000 people. So when you decide to narrow in, you're not losing people, you're gaining people, okay? How many of you, let's assume that you have the capacity. How many of you would go like, wow, what if I had 10,000 new clients? How many of you would be amazed by that? Not 1 million, not 100,000, not 200. Like, how many of you know your life would change forever if you got 10,000 new clients? Dr. Kristen says, amazed and scared. Yeah. Yep. Who else? You're like 10. You're like, wow, let's just assume you had capacity. Let's just assume. Your business will change forever. Forever. Right? If the 10,000 people decided to pay you $100 a month, we're at 1 million a month. So you don't need to talk to everybody. You can talk to your people knowing there are enough of your people to make you wildly successful. So if you're going to talk to everybody, nobody's going to listen, and you cannot build a dominant brand. If you talk to your people and all you get is 10,000 raving fans, 5,000 raving fans, 1,000 raving fans, they will change your world. Why am I telling you this? Because I'm going to sell you on the idea of knowing who this person is, learning everything about this person, talking to this person, solving these people's problems, and they will love you for life. Because people have problems, and we all have problems right now that if we could find someone to pay to make the problem go away, we will pay for it. There are people looking for you. There are people looking for your business. There are people looking for your brand. There are people looking for you right now that are like, oh my goodness, if I could just find someone like you, I would just throw the money at you. Okay? So you cannot afford to be broad. You cannot afford it. It's too expensive. It will cost you that dominant brand. You try to 10x your visibility. You cannot, not with a broad message. Okay? So knowing this person is the difference between throwing spaghetti at the wall and executing your business with the precision of a sniper. Like, boom, that's my person right there. That's my person, right? That's the difference. Why am I taking all this time on day 1 to talk about it? Because nothing else I talk about on day 2 through 5 will matter if we don't get this right. Okay? All right. So let me give you as if that's not enough, let me give you seven things this will do, why this is important, and I'll tell you how to do this, and we're going to start doing it today. Okay, you already know this person, but you're just going to pay more attention to her or him. Okay, so why is this important? I'm going to give you 7 things really quickly. Okay, number 1, when you talk to this person, when you identify this person and talk to this person, you will find her. Okay, you'll find her. Same way I was like, how many of you are like, I heard a podcast episode. I was like, oh my goodness, Dr. Una is talking to me. You can come and you're talking about your private practice and they're like, oh my goodness, I've been looking for a doctor like you, right? Or you're a coach and they're like, oh my goodness, I've been looking for a coach like you. You're a consultant. I've been looking for a consultant just like you, right? Dr. Susie with your arts, people are like, oh my goodness, yes, right? Because that's the person, okay? So number 1 is you'll find the person. You'll find a lot of them. Number 2, You will have the ability to serve this person like nobody else. Nobody else. You'll be able to serve this person. Why? Because you know them. Let me give you an example. I serve physicians, okay? I serve physician entrepreneurs. This is what I've done formally for the last 5 years, okay? My person, I know her or him, right? It's not about gender. It's just that I know them, but it's one person. It's one person, okay? Now, my person is somebody who is a physician, really smart, loves people, thought that medicine will be the ticket to serving a lot of people and making a significant impact. Not primarily motivated by money. Money is important, but not primarily motivated by impact. And they got to the other side of their training. She got to the other side of her training and found out that no, you're just in a container, you're in a box where you do what you're told. Like that dream doesn't exist, but she knew there was more. So her bills are paid. She has a job. She has the house. She has the car, but she's like, something is missing. Something is missing. And she's willing to go on a limb and dare and see what will happen if I learn these business skills. Like, I have the work ethic. I just don't know what to do. I need somebody who will be a guide, who will show me the way, who's been there, who's done that, who has 72 t-shirts. That's my person. They show me what to do. I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to invest in myself, and I'm willing to take it as far as it will go. Right? Now, it may be the person starting, the version of the person who's been there. They've built the practice. They're working 4 days a week. The money's coming in. It's good, but there's more. There's more. I want to learn to build a team. I want to make this practice better. I want it to be an asset, like I built an entity that can work on its own, right? They want to do all these things. They want to explore their other passions and monetize it so that way they have the freedom to do what they want to do. Those are my people. They don't want to do it at the expense of their family because their family is their priority. Don't want to do it at the expense of their health because their health is their priority. But they want to get it done. They're willing to pay the price to get it done. That's my person, right? Now, because I know that person so well, right? And that person may or may not be an introvert, but a lot, like my person, like my one person is an introvert, but is willing to, it's like the itch to become more of who she is more than the fear of not talking to people. So she'll dare her fears, right? Especially if she's pushed. So, because I know that person that well, I know what they're afraid of. I know what makes them stop. I know what motivates her. So when it comes to serving, I serve my person better than anybody else because it's not just about the information, right? It's not just about the information. It's about understanding the roadblocks, understanding the desires, understanding the hangups. I serve that person. So when they read my books, they're like, oh my goodness. When they listen to my podcast, they're like, oh my goodness. When they come to the EntreMD Business School, they're like, I cannot believe this. And I'll tell you what my person says when they come into EntreMD Business School. Their businesses are better, but their entire life is better. Like my marriage is better, and my health is better, and my relationship with my kids is better. Why? Because it's all built in, because I know that person. I know, yes, they want the business, but beyond the business, there's other things they want. You guys see what I mean? So the more time you spend understanding who this person is, the better you can serve them. If you're tracking, I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but I know I'm in the right room. I know you can take it. Who's tracking? Let me know in the chat. Who's tracking? Okay? So the better you know this person, the better you can serve them. The better you can serve them, the bigger results they will get. The more you can change their lives. You got to know who this is. Okay? Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, you will never run out of creativity. Like innovation, never. Why? Because you're just looking for unique ways to solve their problems. Guess what you know? You know their problems. You know it like the back of your hand. You know it like you know their name. So you never run out of creativity. Okay, how people tell me, but if I start a YouTube channel, I'm going to run out of content. Yes. If you are creating content, you will absolutely run out of content because you can only say so many things. If you are addressing the pain the limiting beliefs, the hang-ups, the secret desires of your person, answering their questions, you can never run out of content because everybody has questions. Your person has questions. Your person has limiting beliefs. Your person has secret desires and wishes. Those don't go away. How many of you have gone like, I'm at a stage in my business where I've run out of questions? Is there anybody here? Like, I know I have no more questions. I have no more fears. I have no more desires. Like, I'm done. Anybody? Nobody. You know why? Because nobody. So as long as you're paying attention to that person, you never run out of creativity. So in my world, I have a podcast. We just had episode 409 go out. Guess why I've never run out of content? Because I'm talking to my person all the time. And they always have questions. They always have fear. They always have all those things. So I just answer them. They see things happening in the marketplace. Like, what is this craziness? I discuss, like, let's discuss this craziness, right? Like, I can't run out. Why can't I run out? Because I'm obsessed, healthy obsession with my person. I'm obsessed with my person. And I have books, and I've done 3 books in the last 2 years, right? And I have 3 in the pipeline. Why will I not run out of books? Because I'm obsessed with all of y'all. I love my people. I love my person. In the EntreMD Business School, I show up every week and teach. And a lot of times it's fresh content. How can I never run out? Because I pay attention. Where are they having hangups? What's the issue? What are the trends? What are the things? What are the projects they're working on? How can I support them on it? So I can never run out. I can never run out. I'm here doing the visibility formula. This content is different from the last time. Why? Because I'm listening. I'm paying attention. Okay. How many of you know, if you know your person, the ideal person for your business, like you know the back of your hand, how many of you know your business will change? If you know that, and your content is geared towards that, your clinic is geared towards that, your events are geared towards that, like it's all, when you think of, modifying, innovating, you're thinking of that person. Let me know in the chat. How many of you know for a fact that if you do that, everything's about to change? You have onboarding, you're thinking, if my person is going through this, what would make them afraid? What would make them second guess what they're doing and all of that? And you build what you're doing to change it, to make it a great experience for them. Okay. So someone said, I know that for sure. I'm just not sure how to get to that point. We'll get there. That's what we're here for. That's what it's here for. Okay. Okay. So we're going to work through it. I'm just telling you the why. So you understand this is not just some random stuff that we're doing. Okay. Okay. Number 4, you will never run out of verticals, right? Like you're here, you have an established business. Your people will create verticals. So let me tell you a story, right? When we started the EntreMD Business School in July of 2020. Okay, so we started in July of 2020. And after we had run the school for about 2 years, with me having this healthy obsession about my people came to me and said, so these are the new problems we're having in our businesses because we've crossed the 7-figure mark. So we're going to kind of need you to, create something for us because these are the new issues we're having. So I didn't sit and go like, let me build out many tiers of this. I was just paying attention to my people. And here comes another vertical in the business. Okay. And I know I'm using EntreMD as an example. Is the same for private practice, is the same for all of that. Okay. So there'd be multiple ways you can serve people, multiple things that will come up. And it's all because you're paying attention to your people. All right. Number 6, in this AI crazed world, and nothing wrong with AI, right? Like AI is here to stay, just like the internet was here to stay. So we ignore it at our own, to our own detriment. But where AI because I can get AI, clone my voice, tell it what podcast episode I want it to record, and it will record a podcast episode. So anybody can have a podcast that has 2 episodes a week. What would make mine different? I know my person. It's not general stuff. Okay. So what will make you stand out in a time when, like nobody has to do social media posts, nobody has to do podcasts, nobody has to do YouTube. You can have AI do all of it. What will make your people resonate so deeply with it is you knowing your person. All right, finally, and then we'll talk about how you know this person. You'll have brand loyalty. You have brand loyalty because people are like, this person gets me. And that's what you want. Okay, now let me see if I can pick on some people here. So Dr. Heather Stanley, you're just right here. She's like, oh my goodness, Dr. Una, but it's true. Okay, so she's maternal fetal medicine, and she's served people for so long, but she gets her people and she talks to them in a language they understand. She understands their fears, right? And so because of that, of course they're going to go to her. And of course, if they need someone for a second time, they're going to her. Why? Because this person gets me. So this person may drive past 5 other MFM practices and come to her. Why? Because this person gets me. That's what you want people to say about you. Okay? All right. So let me give you, can I give you one more? We're physicians. You'll love this one. The last thing here is that if you embrace this, that yucky feeling of selling, it goes away. I mean, you feel like, ooh, I don't like selling. Ooh, it's like manipulating people and taking their money. Like, I'm a doctor. When is enough enough? And your mind is just going bonkers, like offering you all these things, right? But you can't, there's no way to do a business without selling. There just isn't. But if you understand this concept and you're obsessed with your person, then it's not really, selling is not the sleazy thing you do to take somebody's money and manipulate them and convince them to work with you. Selling is what you do to tell the person who has a pain you solve. You tell them, hey, you're looking for the answer? I have it. I have it. I can help you. Life can be better. Things could look different. Right? So it takes away that yuckiness so you can sell, and you can sell a lot, and you can do it in an authentic way, and you can get rid of the drama. Like if I come to you and you're somebody who is ideal for the EntreMD Business School and I'm inviting you to come work with me, you best believe I don't have any bad feelings about that at all. Because my person is somebody who is like, I want to build a business. I want to build a successful business. I have the work ethic. I just don't know what to do. And I'm like, let me tell you, I got 1,000 things you can do, right? Let's do it. So I don't have drama about it, but I don't have drama because I'm obsessed with my person. Right? Yeah, Dr. Beckford says it hurts watching others suffer when you can't help. So you become compelled to sell. Can you imagine that? Like, I cannot help but sell. That's so amazing. Okay, let me give you a 3-part framework. Okay, how do I articulate who I help? Okay, now let me give you a trick here. Especially if, well, not especially. There are many of you that have said, I need to find my voice, and you will. You're here for 5 days. That's all we're here to work on. Okay, and we're gonna have homework, and we're gonna work this. Okay. For many of you, and you'll let me know in the chat if this is you. For many of you, you are your ideal client. You from 5 years ago, or you from 10 years ago. So you became a doctor because you had a condition and you wanted nobody else to have to go through this. Or you had a parent who had, who had a condition and you became, so you understand that person. You understand what their children are going through. You understand all of it. Or you are a coach and, your charts used to drive you nuts. And now you have mastered getting to inbox zero and you're helping other people. So you from 3 years ago, you're your ideal client. You know that person like the back of your hand. How many of you, and indulge me, and let me know in the chat, how many of you are your ideal client? Like you from 5 years ago is your ideal client. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. So I have 2 people. I know there's so many more. So many more. Hi, Dr. Stella. So many more. Me 17 years ago, Dr. Heather, yeah. Hi, Dr. Ted. Right? Now, because you know you, Now, when I give you this framework, it'll be so easy for you to start talking to, so, because you don't have to go like, who is this person? I wonder what, you're making up stuff. This is why you see the jargon doesn't work. The big words don't work. Talk to you. And you, all the yous, there are many yous, they'll go like, oh my goodness, she gets me. I'm my ideal client from many years ago. So I know me. I know the me before 100K a year, before 200K a year, before 1 million a year, before 2 million a year. I know me. I know me with little kids, me with grown kids. I know me. I know me very well. So I know my ideal client very, 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 very well. Right? It's not everybody, but if that's you, then it makes this so much easier. Okay? Now, some of you are not your ideal client, but you had proximity with your ideal client, right? So you know that person. And someone else you may not, there may be no proximity, but you've served them and they've come and they've told you, let me pick a random person, not random person, someone from here. Hi, Dr. Jillian. Okay, so they're like, Dr. Jillian, you are the best. Why do they say that? Why do they say it's a pointer to their fears? It's a pointer to their desires. It's a pointer to how they want to be treated. It's a pointer, they say you're the best. You're the absolute best. You changed my life because you want to start paying attention to that. Some of you, after this, you're just going to find, you think about your absolute best clients, the people you've really enjoyed working with, and start leaning. Why did they come to work with me? What were the problems they were having? What did life look like on the other side of working with me? They left me a review. What did the review say? You want to start paying attention. Why? Because your job is to be in the mind of your ideal clients all day, every day. When I post on social media, let me tell you what I get. Dr. Una, get out of my head. And I'm like, it's my full-time job to be in your head. Okay? That's where I need to be.
It's okay for an infant.
Let's need that. So my full-time job is to be inside your head. My full-time job, thinking about what you're thinking about, right? And helping you solve problems. That's my job. Okay. So, and if you're still like, I'm not sure, interview them. Find your ideal client, sit with them. Why did you start working with me? What do you like about working with me? What is it that I've done that has changed your life? What is something you never believed you could do, you now do because of me? Like, interview them. Okay? So we're good? We're good? I can give you the framework now? Okay. So 3-part framework. Part 1 is, who is this person? Okay. And when I say that, I want you to think categories, right? Like, so for instance, the people I would work with would be physician entrepreneurs. Like, what category do they fall in? Right? So what category would they fall in? Dr. Edwin is a OBGYN now with a focus on heavy bleeding, right? Like, so you know who that person is. Like, who is that person, right? When you think about categories. So who is that person? That's the first thing. The second thing, what is the problem they have? Now, many times when I say, what is the problem this person has? They'll say they're trying to make more money in their business, or they're trying to, but this thing is a pain, it's a problem. It means, like, when this person wakes up in the middle of the night, broke out in a cold sweat, is like, oh my goodness, I just hate this. What is that? What do they say? Right? What do they say? What is their problem? Right? So, Dr. Egman, if I can go with your example, it's heavy bleeding, is the fatigue that goes with it, is the discomfort of, maybe I can't go swimming, all of those kind of, like, whatever that is. Like, you want to really lean in to what that problem is. Okay, you're a coach, you help people with charting and all of that stuff. What keeps them up at night? These charts they have, the dreadful meeting they're going to have with administration, the embarrassing things that happen at meetings, the mental clutter, like, they can't even sleep, they can't rest because they have 300 things in their inbox, right? And things like that. Hi, Dr. Delia. Dr. Dile is integrative palliative medicine, right? Like, so what, and she talks to, the physicians, or she talks to the caregivers, but either way, what is it? Like, okay, I have somebody who's dealing with significant illness, don't know what to do, don't know where to start from, don't know how to process my emotions, don't know what to do with them. Like, you want to get to know that story really well, because first of all, you're going to solve that. But the more you know it and the more you address it, the more they say yes to you, the more they tell others about you, the more they refer people to you, the more they open doors for opportunities for you, because you get them. You get them. So you must know who the person is. You must know the problem they have in their words. Now, we're physicians, so we understand this, right? Your HPI, you don't have otolaryngologist, right? Like, you don't have big words there. You have what the patient said. You have it in their words. This pain, think of it like HPI. It is in their words. Okay? And many of us, we've seen those words. They've posted them on social media. They've told us. It's now up for us to take those words, because our businesses are not about us. It's about them. Okay? It's to take those words and become experts at our ideal person. All right? Okay, I'm going to give you one more. You guys following? You guys following? Okay, good. Okay. So the third thing is, you must know what life looks like, what life could look like on the other side of working with you. Okay. So Dr. Toomer is a student in the EntreMD Business School, as she helps people with weight wellness and weight loss and all of those kind of things. Now, before people work with her, it could be that they're overweight, they're embarrassed by how they look, they've been shamed, right? And she talks a lot about that. They've been shamed because of their weight. They probably have some metabolic process going on. So they've tried the diet, they've tried the exercise, they still can't lose the weight. They're so frustrated. Their joints hurt, right? Their clothes don't fit. They're so exhausted, right? They're depressed, all of that. But working on the other side, right? Finally, they've gotten the help they need. They have their confidence back because they have a doctor who believes in them and shown them, oh, what is going on with you right now is not your fault, and we're gonna fix this. So they have their confidence back. They've started losing the weight. They understand how to get rid of the excess weight. They're confident in their own skin. They're chasing their grandchildren around now, and all of these things. They have their lives back, right? You have to be able, so think about it like pictures before and after. You need to be able to use words to paint that picture. You need to be able to use words to paint that picture, right? Okay, so 3-part framework. Once you have this, everything we're going to talk about on day 2 to day 5 is going to make so much sense. And every time you show up to do anything, you're going to create a new crop of raving fans, because they're like, she gets me. He gets me. Like, and it doesn't matter how shiny anybody else is. We follow the people who get us, because we're like, these are my people. They get me, right? Okay. So who the person is, the problem they have, what life could look like on the other side of working with you. Okay, let me give you one that will really resonate, because we're physicians, we're high earners here. Okay. Pain. So who is this person? The person is a physician. Okay. What's the pain? They're paying 6 figures in taxes. What is the solution? They worked with a tax strategist who showed them how to legally drop their taxes to $2,000. How many of you like, Dr. Una, is this hypothetical, or does this person exist? Because if they exist, I want their number. Right? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, so it's not fancy, it's not, but it's just, it paints a picture that makes the ideal person say, where is this person? Okay. All right. So let me give you homework. All right. So now tomorrow, the important thing, the first thing is to know my message, right? This is what this is about. What is my message? What am I taking? Because your message doesn't necessarily change. You're taking the same message, but you're now going to amplify, you're now going to make it creative, all that stuff, but it's the same message. Okay? It's the same message. So if this is not in order, nothing else works. Okay, so I've seen people who are like, I've been podcasting forever and it hasn't mattered. We don't want to do that anymore. I've done YouTube forever, it didn't matter. We don't want to do that anymore. I've done social media, doesn't matter. We don't want to do that anymore. I've talked to referral sources, but they won't refer to me. I'm going to show you how to do it. And you do it and they're like, are you serious? And they turn to your office, send everybody to them, right? Because it's all about the message that resonates with your people while you're really here. Okay. All right. Who's ready for homework? If you guys tell me you're ready, I'll give it to you. If you're not, I'll be like, okay, it was fine. Goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow. Ready for homework? Okay. In the Facebook group, and so if you're not there now, you're going to go join the Facebook group now. Makita can post the link or so. You're going to see a thread. And on that thread, you're going to answer 3 questions. So, well, not 3, just roll with me. Okay, so you're going to name your avatar. Okay, because this will remind you to talk to this one person at all times. And not everybody. We talk to one person. You're going to name your avatar. You're going to say who she is or who he is, right? So category. You're going to say what her pain is or what his pain is. So you're going to paint that picture with words. You're going to say what life will look like on the other side of working with you. So that's number 4. What will life look like on the other side of working with you? And then you're going to answer this question. What is your number 1 challenge with reaching her or with reaching him? Okay, when you think about it, what is the biggest challenge to reaching him or reaching her? Did you guys get that? But there'll be a whole thread. There'll be a whole thread. Okay, and so all the instructions will be there. So if you didn't get all of it, that's fine. But I want you to join the group. The thread is going to go up and you're going to answer the questions. Now, Makita is known for spending my money, and I'm sure I'll just say this because she hasn't told me, but I'm sure she's going to do this. She's going to look for somebody that she's going to give a prize because they did her homework and it was so inspirational. So there you have it. I told you. She's going to do this. So do your thing. Who knows what the prize will be? The post is up there, and do your homework. Okay. I talk about a disease called learnitis, which is the disease of learning and learning and not doing, which is why when I do workshops, I'm going to give you homework. I'm going to give you homework every day. The homework is designed to help you move forward. You own who this person is and all of that. So when you come tomorrow, we're going to be talking about how to then take this message and put it everywhere. Okay. People say that, Dr. Una, you're everywhere. I'm not actually everywhere. I'm still working on my visibility, but I'm in a lot of places, right? How many of you would like for your ideal people to go like, oh my goodness, you're everywhere? I'm going to be showing you how to do that tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to show you how to do that tomorrow. Okay. So what did we cover today? The fact that you, my friend, have a business that is going to change the world. And when I say that, I'm not saying like some cute thing, motivational thing. Your business. Dr. Rachel Rubin is a doctor in the EntreMD Business School, and she is a urologist, fellowship trained in sexual medicine, and she has people messaging her from all over the world. She talks about menopause, she talks about vaginal estrogen, she talks about all the things all over the world, talking about how their doctor never talked to them about hormones, that talked to them, that they started using this and their lives have changed forever, all over the world. So when I tell you that, I'm not saying something cute. And I can say this about many people, right, that I've worked with directly. So you have a business that's going to change the world. If you have that, then it's our moral, ethical responsibility to put that business everywhere, to grow the visibility so the people that is built for can find it and use it, right? And we talked about the foundation of your visibility. The foundation is knowing her. The secret is knowing her, knowing him, whichever, but knowing your person, like you know the back of your hand. For those of you who are serving you from before, you know that person. You know what she was afraid of. You know the things she was afraid of that she never told anybody. You know that, right? And so you can communicate with this person in a way nobody else can. And when you communicate and develop that level of resonance, what follows is raving fans who will talk about you everywhere. And that's what we want. I want to see every business represented here, even if that's your personal brand, because you love your job. This is not about leaving your job. You love your job. That's what you want to do, but you have a personal brand. I want to see everybody thrive. I want to see everybody build dominant businesses. There's space for every single one of us. I want us to build business entities that will give us financial freedom, that will give us autonomy, that will gets rid of the burnout, that creates time freedom. So we have time for our families. We have time to do all these things that we gave up so many years of our lives to get, right? But without visibility, we don't attract the people to work with. We don't attract the team. We don't activate the referral sources. We don't attract opportunities that we didn't even plan for. It doesn't happen without visibility. So I'm going to bring Makita on. Maybe she'll talk about all the money she wants to spend. But if you are committed, okay, you're like, I'm going to work this visibility thing. My days of being obscure are over. I may be afraid. I may not have the exact framework, but I'm going to make it happen. I want you to post visibility in the comments. Visibility, visibility, visibility. Okay. I'm going to show you how to amplify your message. I'm going to show you how to not just have people who like you, love you, raving fans, but are not saying yes to working with you. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you examples of people who've done this in many different industries as physicians. Okay. I'm showing up. Like, you pay me 10 grand. I just need you to be here every evening. Okay. At 6 p.m. Okay. So here's Makita. Makita's coming to spend my money. So hang on. So she'll tell you how you can get it.
Wow, wasn't that good? That was amazing. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Dr. Una. I know we are getting excited to do the homework, right? And if you're not excited, you should be, because we're gonna spend some of Dr. Una's money. We're gonna get you guys some prizes. Just as a little encouragement, because it's not easy, doing some things that you had not done before, but I can guarantee you it's going to make a difference. How are you, Dr. Ellis? Good to see you. So I'm going to be checking online. I'm going to be looking. So if you can do hashtag EntreMD when you do your post, that way I can find it. Just do hashtag EntreMD whenever you do your post. And then of course there'll be a homework thread as well. So please join the group. We're going to be adding you to the group. So if you've already joined, don't worry, you're going to be added so you'll be able to see it. And I am looking forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. Who's going to be doing their homework? Who's going to be doing their homework? Oh, wonderful. Okay, now I would like one thing though. Could you write us a review? How many of you love this session? Dr. Una gave us some brand new material tonight. It was impactful. She really took the time to decipher that whole ideal client thing, and the reasons why you need to become obsessed with your ideal client. So if you loved it, I want you to write us a review. The link is going. Dr. David said, homework just like kids. Yes. The link is going to be in the comments. I want you to write us a review. Let us know how this session was, how you enjoyed it, what you learned, the impact that it had. I would love for you to do that. And it is going to be, okay, there's the link to give us a review. And I am looking forward to seeing everybody. And one more thing, if you love this session, please invite someone for tomorrow's session, entremd.com/visibility, because it's just going to get better and better. If you've ever attended one of these sessions, it gets better and better and better. You build, every day builds off the other one. Remember we said, make sure you stay for all 5 days, because every day builds off the one before. So just focus on today, do your homework for today, get it done. And then by tomorrow, you'll have more things to do that are going to build off what you did today. So this is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see all of your progress and all of the great things that's going to happen in your businesses. Okay, everyone. Looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Looking forward to spending some of Dr. Una's money. And, I'm open for ideas. I love Amazon. Amazon and I have a great relationship, but if there's any other gift ideas you want, I'm open. If there's any other prizes you think you should have, I'm open. Let's spend Dr. Una's money and let's grow our businesses. Okay, everyone, have a good evening.